I'm Don Hill, and over the next while, I'm going to tell you about a remarkable gathering of people in the Rocky Mountain town of Banff in June of 2009.
Community fusion. Community fusion.
That's the artist's frame set. That's what they do. They listen to the culture around them.
Community fusion.
But deep listening is psyching yourself up to listen to someone speaking about history or speaking about other issues of life.
Community.
When we stop talking and we listen, it opens us up to feel, to sense, to see, to hear.
And as an observer, I wasn't one of the painters or musicians, but just as an observer, it kind of showed the power of art as a community activity.
Community fusion.
The Community Fusion Project.
It's the best day of my life, probably, because it's a community fusion.
This may sound like a bunch of racket, but it signals the beginnings of a creative community.
I think a lot of people were a little bit freaked out. They weren't too sure what they were going to come away with and how it was all going to take place. And once we got into the swing of things, there was almost strength in numbers.
Well, my name is Tom Cranberry, and I'm from the Siksika Nation. Well, deep listening is, I gathered in my own, this is my own version. It's been practiced by my people centuries ago and even up to today.
I'm going to walk you through the day. Imagine a large studio space filled with blank canvases, paints, and all the stuff you can make art with. Musical instruments from fiddles to drums, big and bigger. And little more than a room full of good intention to guide you.
Caroline Murphy is my name. I came here with the idea that I wasn't the artist in the family, and so I felt very awkward. And then faced with a big blank canvas, I was quite nervous, and fear crept in. And so this, for me, was a really big process, very profound process from the very beginning to now. I feel quite emotional all afternoon. It's been excellent.
What deep listening suggests is that lack of trust is taking us to a very scary place. And it's almost like a shock therapy where you say, what we're going to do is put you for a couple of hours into a time and a space and just give you a sensory overload. If you've managed to dam up all of those senses with filters, we're going to bust the dam and break those filters. When that happens, you end up having a very different experience. From the time you walked in the door saying, I'm not the creative one, but I brought my daughter because she is, to I need to process this, and suddenly using the words that artists use. I need to process this, I need to take the time, there was an epiphany that I had. These are the words that come at the end of the experience. I feel like there's so much feeling that has gone on, and suddenly 2 hours later you have people who never spoke to each other before, and afterwards they're hugging each other, they're talking about when they can meet again, the possibility of carrying on a similar experience in another location, which is a phenomenal thing. And each time you have that experience, it's a completely new experience. So to some degree, when we say to people, we're going to do a deep listening experience, and it's called community fusion, they have to come in blindly. There's a level of blind trust that does have to go on, because we say, we can't tell you what it's going to be because we don't know yet. And then the experience happens over 2 hours, and that at that point our role is to just say, as people sort of occasionally get blocked, like suddenly a filter comes up and they say, I don't know what to do next. It's just sort of suggest a path, or, say, well, have you thought about, or bring someone else who is beside them and engage in a conversation.